holistic longevity, and healthy aging, extending life through energy, biology, and daily choices. Aging is often misunderstood as a slow decline, a process in which the body inevitably weakens and energy gradually fades. But modern science reveals a very different truth. Aging is not simply the passing of time. It is the cumulative result of how we live, how our cells respond to stress, and how effectively the body repairs itself. Two people of the same age can have completely different levels of vitality, cognitive sharpness, mobility, and emotional well-being, not because of luck, but because of lifestyle and environmental choices. The goal of longevity is no longer to add years to life, but to add life to years, preserving energy, independence, and clarity for as long as possible. Healthy aging is not about resisting time. It is about working with the biology of renewal that remains active. Throughout our entire lifespan, at the root of longevity lies cellular health. Every organ, tissue, and function depends on the condition of the cells that compose them. Over time, cells accumulate damage from oxidative stress, inflammation, metabolic dysfunction, and environmental exposures. When damaged cells are not repaired or removed, they lose function and begin releasing inflammatory signals, contributing to fatigue, tissue aging, and increased disease risk. A key process that supports healthy aging is autophagy, the body's natural mechanism for cleaning out damaged components and recycling them for energy and repair. Autophagy slows with age, but it can be stimulated through lifestyle practices such as fasting, windows, deep sleep, exercise, and metabolic balance. Healthy aging is not passive, it is a biological dialogue between damage and repair. Another essential factor is mitochondrial function. Mitochondria are the microscopic power generators inside cells, responsible for converting nutrients into energy. As mitochondria lose efficiency, energy levels decline, muscle strength decreases, and cognitive performance weakens. This mitochondrial decline is not inevitable or irreversible. Regular movement, proper protein intake, exposure to natural light, and metabolic flexibility all enhance mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new mitochondria. The body constantly adapts to stimulus. When we signal that energy production is needed, it responds. Longevity, therefore, depends not simply on rest, but on strategic stress. Small, beneficial challenges that stimulate repair, growth, and resilience. Inflammation plays a central role in how we age. Short-term inflammation is protective, helping the body heal from injury or infection. Chronic, low-grade inflammation, however, accelerates aging at the cellular level. This state, sometimes called inflammaging, is influenced by poor diet, high stress, lack of movement, sleep disruption, and exposure to toxins. It silently erodes tissue health, impairs immune function, and contributes to fatigue, joint degeneration, and cognitive decline. Reducing chronic inflammation is one of the most powerful ways to preserve longevity. Anti-inflammatory nutrition-rich, in-fighting nutrients, omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and fiber help stabilize internal chemistry. Healthy aging begins not in the mirror, but in the silent biochemical environment we create every day. Hormones also play a crucial role in longevity, particularly after midlife. As we age, levels of estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, growth hormone, and DHEA naturally decline. It as a failure, but as part of biological transition. Yet the impact of these changes is heavily influenced by lifestyle, muscle mass, sleep quality, stress levels, and body composition all affect hormonal balance more than most people realize. Strength training helps preserve testosterone and growth hormone. Deep sleep supports melatonin and repair mechanisms. Stress reduction stabilizes cortisol, preventing energy crashes and metabolic dysfunction. While hormones change with age, the degree of decline and the symptoms associated with it are profoundly modifiable. Longevity is equally shaped by metabolic health. Insulin resistance, blood sugar instability, and excess visceral fat accelerate aging by increasing oxidative stress and inflammation, while impairing mitochondrial efficiency. One of the strongest predictors of healthy aging is metabolic flexibility, the body's ability to switch between burning glucose and fat for fuel. This flexibility is improved through balanced eating patterns, reduced intake of refined carbohydrates, consistent physical activity, and appropriate fasting windows when tolerated. Stable blood sugar supports cognitive function, steady energy, hormonal balance, and reduced inflammatory load. The path to long-lasting vitality runs through metabolism, not just appearance. Muscle health is another defining factor. Skeletal muscle is not only responsible for movement, it is a metabolic organ that stores glucose, produces protective proteins, and supports immune and hormonal function. After the age of 30, muscle mass naturally declines unless intentionally maintained. This loss, known as sarcopenia, contributes to frailty, decreased energy, impaired balance, and reduced independence in later years. The single most effective intervention is resistance training. Lifting weights, performing bodyweight exercises, or engaging in functional strength activities stimulates muscle protein synthesis and increases bone density. Protein intake, particularly from high-quality sources distributed evenly throughout the day, supports this process. Longevity is built not only through light activity like walking, but through preserving strength. Bone health is equally essential. Many people assume that bone loss is unavoidable with aging, yet bones continually remodel in response to stress. Weight-bearing exercise, adequate vitamin D, calcium, vitamin K2, and sufficient protein intake help maintain bone density. The prevention of fractures is one of the most important factors in extended quality of life, as hip fractures in older adults dramatically increase mortality risk and reduce independence. Healthy aging is not just about living longer, it is about maintaining the structural foundation that allows movement, confidence, and autonomy. Cognitive longevity is another pillar, often overlooked until decline begins. The brain ages faster when exposed to chronic stress, poor sleep, inactivity, and isolated mental routines. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections, remains active throughout life when stimulated. Learning new skills, engaging in complex movement, practicing mindfulness, reading, problem solving, and maintaining social interaction all stimulate neural pathways. Nutrition also plays a crucial role. Omega-3s, fatty acids, polyphenols, antioxidants, and stable blood sugar support brain cell integrity. Cognitive decline is not purely genetic. It is deeply influenced by lifestyle. Healthy aging means treating the brain not as a static organ, but as a dynamic system that adapts to experience. One of the most powerful yet underestimated determinants of longevity is emotional well-being. Chronic loneliness, suppressed emotions, and lack of purpose accelerate physiological aging. Emotional resilience protects the nervous system from chronic activation and reduces inflammatory signaling. Strong relationships, supportive communities, and meaningful social connection promote oxytocin release, lower cortisol, and enhance immune function. People with a sense of purpose have significantly lower mortality rates, independent of lifestyle factors. Purpose is not something reserved for extraordinary lives. It is found in contribution, connection, creativity, and energy and longevity increase when life feels meaningful. Sleep remains a foundational factor in healthy aging. During deep sleep, the brain clears metabolic waste, including beta-amyloid proteins associated with cognitive decline. Cellular repair, hormone regulation, immune restoration, and memory consolidation all occur during the sleep cycle. Chronic sleep deprivation accelerates biological aging more rapidly than nearly any other lifestyle factor. Maintaining consistent sleep schedules, limiting stimulants late in the day, reducing artificial light exposure at night, and creating a cool, dark sleeping environment support the body's natural rhythms. Sleep is not merely rest, it is active regeneration. Environmental exposure also shapes longevity. Air pollution, heavy metals, pesticides, and endocrine-disrupting chemicals accumulate over time, placing stress on detoxification pathways. Although complete avoidance is unrealistic, reducing exposure where possible lowers toxic burden. Choosing filtered water, increasing intake of cruciferous vegetables that support liver detoxification, minimizing plastic contact with food, and improving indoor air quality are practical steps. The body has remarkable detoxification capacity, but it functions best when not overwhelmed. Hydration and electrolyte balance remain essential throughout the lifespan. As people age, thirst perception decreases, leading to chronic mild dehydration, which contributes to fatigue, cognitive fog, constipation, and impaired temperature regulation. Maintaining hydration with adequate minerals supports cellular function, circulation, and energy metabolism. Water alone is not always sufficient. Electrolytes such as sodium, potassium, and magnesium are necessary for proper absorption and balance. Psychological mindset profoundly influences aging. Beliefs about aging can become biological reality through behavioral and physiological pathways. Individuals who view aging as a process of growth rather than decline maintain higher levels of physical activity, recover more quickly from illness, and experience lower stress markers.